What is going on, everybody?
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that energy on
Hey, now.
Saturday.
On a Saturday, baby.
It makes me feel something deep inside, like a fire in my core.
Is it the gin?
It's the it's the apple juice is hitting a little different tonight, or the apple water. We have apple lime water tonight. It's delicious.
Stop with that. I mean, come on now.
Don't tell me what to do. Come on.
I will tell you what to do.
I'll flip this.
You won't do nothing. You'll sit over there and drink that.
Drink my little water drink.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
No. I hope you guys are all having a great Saturday so far. We're up here. We've been, arguing. Dicking
Wow.
around.
How many have we been arguing?
Well, that's kind of our love language, I think.
I guess that could kind of be our love language.
Of course it is.
And you know what love is? It's a feeling.
Which plays really, really good in tonight's
Did you like how I was smooth right into that one?
Dude, I think you're becoming an absolute professional.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to give you extra shit later for that compliment.
I'm
so,
sure that you
yeah,
will.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
It's fine. I'll take what I can get.
I'm in my feelings.
Right.
I'm in there.
And let's talk about feelings.
Let's talk about feelings tonight.
Well,
before we dive into the feelings, we are going to have a special guest tonight.
Cure for Love.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Cure
so
for
pumped
Love
for this.
Yeah, and they're such cool guys. We've messaged with them, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to talk to them. And maybe we can even talk to them about their feelings stuff.
I'm all about it.
I mean, they're an emo band. I mean, I'm sure they've got
I read one description of them. It was a surfer emo, and I've never heard that before. But the more that I listen to it, the more I'm like,
that tracks.
That makes so much sense, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. Surfer
it's
emo.
So good.
They are unique. They really are unique.
Oh man,
they are. And I know I'm not as big a fan as you are, but I do dig them. They are really cool. So
like I'm trying to dive deeper into like all their other albums and stuff because really main things I would listen to was like off of the Lantern, Storm in a Teacup, which in itself is one of the greatest names of an album I've heard.
Well, I was kind of interested. I don't want to go too far into their stuff before we have them on, but like, I don't even know if they're listening because I don't know how any of this works. we have a guy that runs this for us, and I don't even know. I mean, maybe they're on there now. I'm not sure, but Birds, Beasts, Trees, and Flowers.
Yes,
it's not even and flowers. It's just trees, flowers. I've never heard of such a thing, and it's very naturey. Nate, I don't know, whatever. But I like how they threw the beasts in there.
I just think that like I said, I think we talked about this in maybe the first or second episode was Hal Dahl.
Right.
Oh man, I keep going back. It's actually that and the Lantern is in my Carrier playlist that I have, and it's just solid.
It is. And that I think the newest album is the Birds, Beasts, Trees, and Flowers, and those are like things you eat and smoke, right? So
yeah,
I don't know if that's the directions that they were going with. That's what I took from it.
Well, we're going to talk to them, and we'll find out.
Right. But before we get there, we are going to talk a little bit about feelings music.
Yeah, we were talking about this before
a little bit. Yeah,
and with the last episode we had out, we were talking to Inhuman Hands and The Void. Which, unbeknownst to me, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm kind of ridiculous when it comes to that. I don't really pay attention that much. I'm listening to like the music, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. But when they started talking about how everything kind of played in together, I had to go back and listen to it again, the whole thing, and now I just can't stop.
And because it goes deeper.
Yeah, it went way deeper than what I originally thought that it did.
Well, I mean, there's the surface level, awesome. But then when you really start kind of diving in there, you get a little something extra. And that's something that's a little bit closer to the heart of the band.
And that kind of sparked, me talking to you about this whole topic today of just being, feelings. Like, what kind of music do you listen to when you want to get in a mood, get out of a mood?
Yeah.
When you're in a mood, what do you listen to? That kind of stuff.
What do you listen to when your wife's in a mood?
Oh.
That's what I want to know.
You want to know what I listen to when my wife's in a mood? her. Whatever she says, that's what I listen to. Yeah, I said it.
Fucking scumbag.
How am I a scumbag?
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life, baby.
Me too, Sean.
Oh, you know that's a lie.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
You really are.
I like to pour gasoline on the fire. I love my wife, and I will do anything to make her happy. But when I start seeing, it's worse than you and Jerry's like aggravation toward me. Like I punish her all the time. Like I have no idea why she stayed married to me after all these years, but you know, I don't know. But here we are,
Right?
And it is what it is. So
Here we are sitting in my attic.
you got expelled from my house.
Right.
All right, you can do your fucking silly little podcast, but you can get
You can do it somewhere else.
Do it somewhere else. Well, I mean, you know, we can sit here all day and talk about our relationship statuses,
Right.
Status, whatever. I don't know.
Statuses.
Statuses. But I do want to talk about feelings.
Yeah.
Sean, I want to know your feelings.
You want to know my feelings?
Honestly, fucking not really.
Well, I mean, you started this.
Well, this
Actually,
was
you didn't.
your suggestion.
I did.
You're right.
Well, I mean, it all depends on like what I'm feeling that day. If I wake up in the morning and I'm happy, you know, I don't want depressing, sad music
No, I get that.
throughout the whole day.
Oh, I'm big on that shit. Right.
You know, if I wake up and I'm in a good mood, you know, give me some ska or some pop punk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let me live that day like that.
Just pretending the world is
Perfect.
Is perfect. Right.
I believe somebody said that listening to ska music is like getting an extra mozzarella stick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Give me that extra mozzarella stick
Yeah.
when I'm that way. But I'll tell you right now, if I wake up and I don't feel very Frasier-y, you know, give me, you know, some sadness. Give me some Johnny Cash,
Well, you know, and
some Elliot.
it's perfectly acceptable to know like when is an appropriate time as an adult. You know, you learn kind of what you need in life, and sometimes you do. I mean, I don't care. I don't give a shit who you are. There are tough macho guys at home, and you know what's funny is I'm going to finish that thought real quick. There are tough,
Yeah, by all means.
tough macho guys at home.
Do what you got to do, buddy.
Who are going to tell you that they don't ever listen to anything, like they don't listen to emo, they don't listen to none of that shit or whatever. But I'm telling you, those tough guys who put on that big front, they're the ones who are listening to the most. They're guilty pleasures. They are diving in.
We talked a little
to the
bit about that
saddest
last time.
crap. I mean, most of the toughest guys I know listen to sad country music, and they waller in it. And you know, whatever you need. I'm not going to judge anybody. You know, I want to help people, but I want people when they're around me to have fun. So we listen. I push the fun music on people as much as I can because I don't know how to be around sad people. I just don't. I'm like, oh.
Well, normally
I don't know what to do.
They're
There.
there.
And I care. I really do. I genuinely do care. And I think that's what bothers me so much. And I try to cheer people up. I'm like, hey, don't listen to that fucking garbage. Listen to this.
Listen to this fucking garbage.
Let's dance. And you know what? It's fucking worked. A million times it's worked in my
I'm
life.
sure that it has.
It has.
I mean, it's worked on me. I guarantee it. Because there's days,
don't
you
know,
know,
pay attention.
that whenever, you know, when you don't want to be in a good mood.
Right.
Everybody has those days.
Yep.
You know, I have them more often than not. But you know, you got to put a smile on your face and just try to change it. But man, on the inside, you don't want to.
Yeah, getting stuck in it can be a real problem.
And you know, getting stuck, having a bad day. What do you listen to when you're having a bad day? If you're not trying to change your mood, if you're not trying to, you know, fix your ailments,
And you've just decided that you're going for it.
you're just
Because-
you're in that day.
Sometimes you need to.
Yeah.
But I feel like, okay, so there's a quick thing here, and I will, disclaimer, if you will. I won't do that around other people. I won't fall into my mood when I'm, especially if I'm entertaining.
How many times have I ghosted you?
Wow, yeah, of course. Yeah. This week.
Well, I mean, that was for way different reasons.
But I mean, like, if I'm around other people, I'm not going to fall into it. I won't allow myself. But if there's a chance, if there's a moment that I can allow myself to fall into it, and I don't do it very often, but sometimes it happens. I mean, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, Sting and the Police. For
Okay.
me, because there's enough up and down, and there's actually a greatest hits album, I think, or two, I'm sure there's several, but there's one I found in like the late '90s that's got it's got all the greatest hits, and I don't know, I just feel like that's enough of a roller coaster ride that I can if I see it through,
Right.
I can take that emotional journey
Okay.
and come out okay, right? And I can chill.
So are those is that an album that you listen to when you're in a bad mood to try to get out of it?
Yeah, if I'm feeling down,
Okay.
if I'm feeling pretty hard on myself, down on myself, bad situation, it's a pill, and it is diving into it, but it's also a way out for me.
Okay.
If I'm trying to get I think I said in one of the episodes, maybe it was the last episode, workout music, or if I need to feel like aggressive, if I just need to find that inner aggression
Right.
in me, then I'm listening to Polar Opposites, As I Lay Dying, and Heaven Shall Burn.
Okay.
A Christian band and atheist band. So that gets me pumped up. I used to, when I was in shape and would jog and run, I'd listen to that stuff, and I did a ton of push-ups every day, and I was ripping it, man. And I have a feeling, I want to hear yours, and I have a feeling that you're going to say one of the other things I have on my list. So I'm going to let you take it.
Wait a minute. Are you okay? Now I'm intrigued. Are you talking about when you're in a kind of a slump and you kind of want to work your way out of it?
No, no.
Or you're in a slump and you want to stay there?
I just want to stay there.
I'll tell you right now what it is, and it's going to be August and everything after.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. That whole album, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. That whole album is fantastic.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's a piece of art.
Yeah, it is, and it should be considered as such.
It should be in some museum. Just the album cover. I don't know.
It probably
I don't know how
is.
they do that.
I don't know either. But I'll tell you right now, that Counting Crows album, to me, if I'm in a bad mood, or no, I'm not going to say bad mood, sullen mood.
Sullen. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, it does.
Then that's kind of stuff I kind of gear myself towards. But with me having the inflictions that I have, I like to either I'm up, and you know me when I'm up. I'm up.
Yeah.
But when I'm down, man, there's nothing, hardly anything that can really drag me out of it. But I'll tell you right now, Counting Crows, August and everything after, pretty much does the trick.
You burn through it.
Yeah.
You take the dive in, and you come out the other side, and you're good.
Right.
Yeah.
And for aggression, you're talking about aggression and stuff like that. You know, like when you're just trying to get pumped up to go work out or do whatever. Mm-hmm. Mine's Rage Against the Machine.
That's good. Yeah, I get that because it's still fun.
It is, but man, I mean, just a Bomb Track.
Yep.
Bulls on Parade, and
get that nostalgia too.
Quick note: I don't like politics. So how is Rage Against the Machine one of my favorite bands?
I think that most people.
I'll tell you right now, because they have that niche that I think is just absolutely phenomenal.
I think most people who like Rage Against the Machine don't like politics.
Well, I mean, then I'm all about it. Maybe that's where it comes from. I don't know. But man, I mean, it is just so good to me.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make an observation here and say, you don't like politics.
I don't.
You do have a stance, and you do align with certain things, and you don't like. It's a bummer for you to talk about it.
It really is.
So you don't.
I don't.
But we've had many discussions about politics, and you are not as much as you would love to be a non-political person. You're just not.
I mean, of course I follow it because I think everything affects everything, but it just makes me so angry.
Of course, yeah, it does. I get that, but that's the way of the world.
When I'm angry, what do I listen to? Rage Against the Machine.
Yep. More politics.
I mean, I just keep getting belted with it, and I hate it.
What are you doing there? With
That's me getting pelted with politics.
looks like you're getting pelted with something.
Well, I mean, we'll throw that out there, I guess. God.
Yeah, well, I guess. Yeah.
But I don't know. And it's just like, if you're happy, you want to listen to happy music. If you're wanting to get out of a bad mood, you listen to music to get yourself out of a bad mood.
You do. When you have to, you do have to kind of go through it. If you're in the bad mood, and you know yourself well
right.
enough, you can, right where to go. And music has that impact, and that's why I've just always had such a passion for music, is just because of that aspect alone. Like there's something that you can find that is going to help you if you know yourself well enough. And I didn't until I was early to mid 20s. I didn't know. And my dad, he's his own person, his own thoughts, and we differ on so many things.
That's a good way to say it.
But when it comes to, like, he told me when I was a little kid, like probably preteen, and I was listening to a lot of like Alice in Chains and shit like that.
Hey.
No, nothing against Alice in Chains. It's just like like Dirt's a fucking depressing shit album.
It really is.
But to me, all I heard was rock and roll, and then I wondered why I ended up becoming a depressed teenager, and that's, I was listening to all that shit, Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson. All that shit got more depressing as time went on.
Right.
And I found myself as a depressed teenager, and gee, I wonder why.
Huh.
And it's the truth. So if there are any, preteen teenagers out there listening, the one piece of advice I could give you is learn to balance that shit. Don't just sit and listen to depressing music all day long every day. It's going to affect your mental state. It really is. It's just the bottom line.
If you're a music fan, yes, it definitely will. I've recently been diagnosed, not recently, I mean a few years back, with ADHD.
Go figure.
Yeah, it's weird. And social anxiety, which is really weird because I'm a front man. I've been a front man for all the bands that I've been in. And I didn't realize it at first, that all that stuff, would actually affect me the way that it did, until, I would go like shopping.
Yeah.
And if there was like a crowd or whatever, I would just how many times have I've left carts full of shit sitting.
Just walked out.
And walked out because I couldn't handle it. So what I started doing was listening to music when I go to the grocery store. Yeah. Because I'll tell you right now, the condiment aisle is one of my favorite aisles to ever walk down. Barbecue sauce, fancy barbecue sauces, fancy mustards and mayonnaises and ketchups, bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
I love how weird you are with all that shit.
Yeah. And so, whenever I get to a state like that, you know what I want to listen to?
Tell
Mr.
me.
Bungle.
Oh, there you go. I get that.
I something about Mike Patton's voice when he's singing Squeeze Me Macaroni just does it for me, and I don't understand why. It's pretty amazing to me. But, just it's always about trying to get... I always want to get out of whatever funk that I'm in.
Right.
There are days when I need to stay in that funk.
Yeah.
But I always want to get out of it.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to get out of it. We live in a world where, you got to do what you got to do. And some days you can't waller in it. You can't just hang out in it. You got to move on. But then there are also those mental health days that you just have to let it run its course.
Right.
And it's important.
But when I'm having days like that, I'll tell you right now, oh goodness, I just completely the band's name just escaped me. Oh, the Get Up Kids.
Yeah, of course. They're gonna be.
Yes.
They're gonna. Yeah, I know. Like in September, September.
I want to go.
Cincinnati, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go.
Are you really?
We should all go. Yeah, that'd be fun. And I think we have our guest, Vienna.
What?
Not Vienna.
A Cure for Love.
Cure for Love. I'm sorry.
What in the world is going on with you, man?
What I was thinking was, I want to tell this guy. I know he's going. He. You have trouble, and I hear you listen. I'm over here listening to your trouble, and I'm just like, I just want to go over there and like, just grind on you, make you feel better.
Grind on me. I mean,
whatever it takes.
You make it sound like I would not be a part of that.
It's not been done.
Yeah,
we've done it. But we should say hi to our guest. He's
been
waiting long enough.
Sorry, man.
Hey guys.
I just kind of got on a tangent.
Hey, how's
am I coming through all right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Awesome.
So Cameron, right?
Yes, that's me.
Nice. I've never. Well, I know we've talked back and forth. I didn't know your name, so hey, Cameron, nice to meet you. He's the singer for Cure for Love.
Yeah, one of them technically. Christian shoots or sings like 50-ish% of the other, and now that Julia's in the band, she's been singing more on the newer songs that we've been recording.
And I dig it. Those harmonies are just something else, man.
There's something about them.
Our previous bassist, before he moved to North Carolina, when we did the second album, he was like, we should do more harmonies, because he sang in church and stuff, so he was used to doing it. He was like, I was like, yeah, dude, let's do harmonies. We didn't really do them on the first one. Let's throw them in there. I don't care.
Nice. But yeah, so it's awesome to actually finally get you on here and see you face to face. You know,
yeah.
I see all your TikToks and stuff like that. And, you know, I know that we mentioned before I even talked to you was like Hal Dahl.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff were talking earlier about Snow Cone.
Yeah.
So good. I mean, and we were also talking about how, you know, we're trying to, I don't want to say put you in a box, but we were like, they were saying like, what kind of emo is it? And then I seen a description for surfer emo.
Yeah, our buddies called it surf emo a long time ago, and I kept it. I was like, I'm using
Beautiful.
That.
Yeah,
man, I'll tell you right now, it works. And I was like, that makes so much sense. And I said it before, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Same.
So how many people are in the band now, and what do you guys got going on?
So there's 5 of us. Tyler is he's active whenever he's here, but he just went to work. He works for a company who does like on-site stuff for computers. So he was in Germany, I think for 3 months. So his schedule is all crazy, but he's like the auxiliary guitar. He's amazing. He just kind of fills in where he thinks of something. Damn. So like last night we played a show. He was just there, parts that he had made previously. He was playing them. We played like 2 of the newer songs. So he was like, I have this idea. Do what?
How do you get that? You hit the lottery, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh. He's okay. So he has a brother who's also very good at guitar, and Justin was in the band previously. He travels he's a physical therapy assistant. So I think may have permanently moved to California at this point, but he stopped being in because he was, traveling for work. So, but yeah, we got lucky. It was Justin first, and then Tyler, and they're both really good at guitar, and now
nice.
That worked.
But yeah, it's great. Honestly, we probably couldn't have asked for just like a better rotation of members. I mean, we've had probably like 15 people be in the band at this point.
Oh my God!
Like
I thought we were bad.
Yeah,
Are you a major asshole? Tell me the truth.
It's not me.
It might be somebody in this band that's a major asshole.
Because I'll tell you right now, it's always Jeff. But no, I mean,
it is.
I've added a few songs onto my what I call my carrier list because, my job, and like Hal Dahl is always up there. The Lantern.
Heck yeah.
storming a teacup.
Yep.
It's just, come on now, that's so good. I love the image of it and everything. So, how when you guys are doing this stuff, do you write most of the stuff yourself?
Like personally,
or is it collaborative?
It's pretty collaborative. I mean, especially now, like the newer stuff, we're trying to really like drive home hey, we're gonna do this all together, or at least try and force everybody in the when we're practicing to like make stuff at the same time. The first album, Storm in a Teacup, is me and Christian would make a guitar part, and then it would the other one would fill in the extra parts. Whoever made the song would sing it. We kind of evolved a little bit into the second album where, we were doing more stuff with Brendan. He was helping us work out harmonies and work out stuff. And so as we've kind of grown, just as musicians in general, we've tried to get it more collaborative it's also more fun that way. I mean, it's cool. Like you can sit in your room and play guitar and like make a song, but like when you have to sit in the room and go, all right, guys, what are we doing? It's sort of the pressure goes on.
Right. I mean, I've been a part of that kind of stuff before, and I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from.
Well, just a quick interjection. I think that's why, like, that's what led to our band, our party band, Social Intense, is like we took a lot of that creative process just out of the equation.
Yeah.
It was like people. I mean, even then, party band, just show up and like learn the chords, right? They're on the internet. That's all you gotta do. Just fucking do it. And we still struggled. And I got so tired of that. That's what led to Social Intense. Is like, let's just do a cover band where you can do your homework, and I don't have to deal with you.
I don't have to do your work for you.
So
that's Jeff.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
Well, yeah, it's exhausting. It really is, and I'm sure you can, Cameron. I'm sure you can attest to that. It's exhausting to have to try to do somebody's homework for them in a band, and then you come to a band practice that should be super efficient, and it's 4 hours, and you've learned maybe 3/4 of a song.
I'm going to be so serious right now. Yes. I'm the problem. It's me. Like, I legitimately, if they're like, all right, we're going to learn this song. I mean, Christian does it too, but they're like, we're going to learn this song. And I go, guys, I'm going to be so serious right now. I definitely did not. We don't do covers like ever. Occasionally we do, but very rarely do we actually do covers, because it's like to sit down, learn a song, and then do it together. It's pretty not normally going to happen. So.
Oh, that's all right with me.
Yeah, but I mean, in any context though, sitting down like learning a song, if somebody's written like, let's say a quarter a song, half a song, a whole song, it doesn't like, and they send the chords, they send the vocal, whatever they've got over, and say, okay, learn this so we can get it all rolling pretty quick when we practice. And you show, like, everyone shows up, and like no one even opened the damn email or whatever it was, I mean, I've been there for sure, and it that kind of stuff's aggravating, and you expect it to go a little smoother with a cover band, and it doesn't.
It doesn't always.
Musicians are the worst people on the planet. Let's just face it.
I was gonna say, drummers are normally the worst. No, I ain't gonna lie. Drummers are probably normally the worst ones about running late.
Oh God.
For us, at least.
In my experience, well, I mean, even
I love you, Bobby Hunt, but yeah,
of course we love Bobby Hunt. But drummers are always in 6 other bands, and at least where we're from, and bass players don't give a flying shit or flying fuck about nothing. They don't care. They'll show up, whatever, or not, and like they know they're not the most like needed person in the band, but yet you still have to have them. So
stop it. What's with the bass hate?
Now I will say, so I'm band dad, right? Like I have to do everything.
That's Jeff.
And that's probably where it comes from. I'm like, I have to do everything else. I'm not learning this song. I'll figure it out when we get there. But Julia, I mean, she she is our stage presence. She's the only one who can move around a lot and isn't old, I guess is probably the best thing. She is band mom for her band, the Fifth House. So she's very used to being in charge of doing everything. So now we have two minds. We have double the brain power. Two people being like, oh yeah, we can get all this stuff done. And probably realistically, without our bassist, our songs would not be as good. Some of those bass lines, they're just, there's something about it.
Yeah, I agree. You guys definitely seem like you have a solid lineup right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm honestly, I mean, you know, Sean is. I mean, I think you guys are awesome. Don't get me wrong. Of the two of us, Sean is like, you know, he's the fangirl over there. So
yeah, I really am. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I've been messaging you about like merch and stuff like that. And then when you said there was only smalls available, I was like, no.
That's what happens to me every time. Like whenever we play a show with somebody or I go to see a show, I'm like, do you guys have XL? They're like, nope, we don't even have medium. And I'm like, do I look like a small? Do I even look like I could fit in a large?
Definitely not a medium, this guy. But it's fine. But yeah, I mean, you know, just when I first heard, you know, the songs that I've mentioned before, I was just like, man, there's something about like your voice just transcends, you know, with the style of music that you're playing. I just think it's just super good. And as me being a vocalist myself, that's kind of what I go off of when I'm first listening to things. And I'm not going to say that you're the same way, but you know, you hear things and you're like, I don't know about that. But with you,
Christian,
man, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say Christian almost always goes for the instruments first. I almost always go for maybe not even vocals, just like lyrics in general. That's usually where I start with when I listen to a song.
Good balance, though.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said. I'm just when I found you, I was like, oh yeah.
I know you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
I really. Now, I'm not saying this just because you're here. I've said this to him 100 times. I was like, you really need to check these guys out more.
I have. I really have. I mean, I'm sure I haven't taken the dive that you have, but I do dig them. They are really great. And what I love about them, and this is there probably is some bias, Cameron, if I'm being honest, because Sean and I have a history of playing. We used to play in Columbus all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
With bands that we weren't in together years ago. When Sean was in a ska band called the Schaefers. I was in a pop hardcore band called,
we'll go with that.
whatever, called No Reason Why. And like, you know, we spent, you know, many years up there doing different things at different times. But we love Columbus.
Yes.
Columbus is so much fun. It's such a great place to play music. There's always something up there for everybody, and like it just seems to me like from what it's been a minute since we've played in Columbus, but in my recollection, it was very much like if you're in it, if you're here with us, you're one of us, and I love that. I really love that.
The almost the unity of it all.
Yeah, very much, very much. You still get that up there that way? You get that feeling?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many bands. I think that's probably the biggest issue, if anything. Like, there's just so many of them. I was listening. I may have been a video you guys posted today. I'm not really sure. But you guys were talking about like you guys play. There's like a metal band, a punk band, a folk bluegrass band.
Yeah.
They all play at the same time. It's just a big party.
Yeah.
That's essentially what we try to do. But I swear to God, there's probably like 80 different bands, and the Venn diagram of like who all they play with is probably more just, I don't necessarily want to say that it's like clicky, but it's like you gravitate towards your kind of stuff because there's enough of it that you don't always have to blur the lines of who you're playing with.
Sure.
But I personally, we've never had to deal with hey, you don't play enough or we don't like you, so we're just, you know, see you later, you're the black sheep now. I think everybody's pretty accepting.
Yeah.
And I think every band, pretty much every band we've ever played with, we're like, all right, you're our friends now. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the same impression I got. And it's honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's been, God, I don't even know, probably 15 years since I played Columbus regularly, and it was back in, and I've mentioned it before, like one of my favorite all-time bands is A Plant for Texas from Columbus. They haven't been a band in many, many years. They used to come down here all the time, and we'd go up there all the time. And back in the Little Brothers days, the Bernie's days, High Five, we spent a lot of time up there. It was really great. We don't have a lot of time left on our meets, and this is just one of the the technical issues we're gonna have to deal with going forward. So before our interview with you is over, I got to ask you about your album art, because it is freaking awesome.
Super,
man.
And
Which
I want to
one?
tell you. Well, I want to go with
Every fucking one of them.
all of them because it looks like magic cards.
It really is so cool.
I'm throwing it out there.
Who's doing
So, our first one was done by our friend who we went to high school with. She's an illustrator. She did that in our Black Bee shirt, right? Which is the logo that we pretty much use for everything. She did that one. She put the teacup and all that stuff. She made that all happen.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
The live EP was a guy, one of our friends who we worked with. He's an illustrator. I think his media thing is Blarg Media. He did that one, the Biggie Smalls, Bloody Mary, Beetlejuice, Biggie Smalls, Bloody Mary one. And then Alec from Palette Knife made the one for Birds, Beasts, Trees, Flowers. And that one, we weren't really sure what we wanted to do, but it was kind of like, I was like, you know what? I just have this idea of a big plant monster destroying a fortress, So, and then Alec is something else. I don't know if you guys have seen the single art for the lantern. That's probably, I love the album. Yes.
Oh,
That took me back to Banjo-Kazooie. I was like, oh my God. Love that one. But he did all the single art and then the album art too, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
You are very, very fortunate to have like such awesome friends, great artists, because every one of all your album art, it just looks so great. And before we conclude with you, and I first, I know Sean does too. We want to thank you for coming on.
Oh,
we
yeah.
really appreciate
Absolutely.
it. We really dig your band, Sean. He absolutely. That's
I can't get enough.
We'd love to come up to the show sometime. Do you have anything coming up you want to tag? You want to mention?
We are all. My sister's gonna have a baby, so we won't have a drummer for 3 months. Our next show is the festival. That's in September 14th.
Fest.
Yeah.
10 bands. We got our two headliners. I'm going to announce, and I think next week, not like 2 days, but like in 9 days.
We gotta get up there for that.
I'll tell you right now, I believe I'm going.
Yeah. All right, we'll go. Just be wandering around drunks.
That's fine.
Yeah, I love the idea of it. It sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Cameron.
Yes.
Cameron, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it.
Cure for Love, amazing band. Go check them out.
Check them out.
You got everything, right? Instagram,
all the
TikTok,
socials.
Yep, everything.
YouTube, Spotify.
All right.
We know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're gonna catch up with you later, man.
Hey, Cameron, have a
Awesome.
good one.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks,
Bye.
bud. See you, man.
What a dude!
Yeah, I love that. That was
Come
great.
on.
Right? I know. Good times.
Oh man,
Hey, I'm there.
I've said it before. How many times have I talked about this band to you?
I know. I'm a million. You don't shut the fuck up about
I
it.
really don't.
But I get it. They're great. And honestly, they're one of those bands that I think to really get the full appreciation, you got to see them live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't. I've seen snippets of them live,
But I mean, you got to be there.
but I
Yeah.
do want to be there.
Right. I've seen them live too. You know what? I forgot to ask him about.
What's that?
I'm almost positive I saw a reel or something. They were on tour recently or whatever. Maybe Oklahoma or something, and in their van, and there was a tornado.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know if it was something they put on. I was enjoying some tasty beverages that night,
Oh wow.
and maybe I don't remember correctly, but I could have swore they were like in a tornado. I could have swore they were like, look, oh my God, there's a tornado outside the van.
Twister.
Right, a twister, a full blown, little windy guy
Right.
out there.
I'll tell you right. All right. We're calling them windy guys from now on.
So I don't know. And I meant to ask him. I forgot.
That's a windy guy
you know,
warning.
but I definitely wanted to hit their album art before we ended that.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Oh, my God. It's
And
so good.
I was kind of like, I was a little shocked, just talking to him. Because like I said, we've talked back and forth via
Yeah.
text or whatever.
And
And good dude.
Yeah,
Good dude.
definitely.
He did send me a message to say that everyone bailed on him.
Musicians. And this is why I said to you, like, you're like, do we really need guests every show? And I'm like, you know what? Let's book them for every show because they're musicians. They're bands.
I mean,
They're going to fucking bail on us.
and before I was like, no, if I was given the opportunity to blah, blah, blah. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
If I remembered, cool. If I didn't, cool.
But by and large, just from people we've dealt with, from our own experiences, bands are flaky. They are.
Yeah.
And kudos for him for sticking in there
Oh,
and
man.
going, no, we have a commitment. We're going to do this.
Cameron's a good dude.
I appreciate. Yeah, totally good dude. I can't wait to go. We're going.
I'll tell you right
We're
now,
going to Cure for Love Fest.
I'd hug him.
Yeah,
He looks very huggable.
he does look like a huggable guy.
And I hope that he thinks I'm huggable.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course he does. Everybody thinks you're huggable.
Yeah.
So
And that's what's going to happen. So are we going to try to go?
no, we're going.
Oh, so we're not trying. We're doing.
We're going. It's going to be a party.
So I'm going to look
with
it
a
up.
certain level of sadness.
I want to look it up real quick to make sure, because I want to say it's September 3rd, but I think I might be wrong on that. Give me a second here.
Singers usually are wrong about most
Jeff,
things.
talk about things. So there's no dead space.
I got you.
Come
I'll
on
just sit over here and
now.
give you shit the whole time.
You're really not helping me right now.
What are you talking about? You just said do something. I'm doing it.
Yeah, but you're not helping.
Oh,
really?
come on.
Hold on. Oh, you're not making this easy on me at all, are you? Oh, there we go.
See, if you'd have had a fucking piece of paper and a pen, you could have wrote it down like Cure for Love Fest, September 3rd.
September 14th. I'm
September
sorry.
14th.
I had September right.
All right. Well, we're there. You guys should be there too. September 14th in Columbus.
And if you're an emo fan, please, by all means, check out all of their socials. They are absolutely fantastic.
Surf emo. I mean, come on. Put those two things together.
How can you not enjoy it?
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. We appreciate you tuning in. I hope you'll tune in next week for whatever ridiculous we have then. Who fucking knows?
Who knows the nonsense that we're going to come up with?
So, but yeah, definitely go check out A Cure for Love. Those guys are really cool, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.